Why is auto insurance location-based? This starts at the country level as far as insurance models go. So first your state is ranked based on likelihood of a claim. For each state they figure out rate of accidents, theft etc. in that state. Then there is overall weather in that state or region of country. Weather can have a lot to do with accident rates as well as comprehensive claims such as hail, trees downed or floods or tornadoes. Also each state has different insurance requirements. States that require higher coverage can be less costly to a company than a state with less coverage. Once they calculate a risk based on state, then there's the city within that state. They look to see how that city correlates to others in the state when it comes to claims. They look at density, theft, accidents, etc. So obviously rates will be higher in San Francisco, CA than in Barstow, CA. After city then comes zip code. How is that area of the city compared to other parts of the city? If you live in the nice well-to-do zip code, that's going to be better than the slum side of the city. Then it's down to your address. Ever notice how some ask where and how the car is going to be stored? The actual location within that zip code may carry a higher rate of theft than another area. Just like they ask where it's stored at times, your rate will be better if it's stored in a locked garage or other secure facility than on the street, etc. So as you can see, there's a lot that goes into figuring out rates just based on location. That's even before they start calculating your personal risk as a person. I once lived near Orlando, Florida and talked to an agent about using my grandfather's address in St. Pete. She told me Orlando would be cheaper than St. Pete, which I thought was odd. I figured all the tourists and transient lifestyle in Orlando would be more risk than St. Pete. She explained that while Orlando was cheaper than St. Pete, it was more than, say, Lake Wales. Basically anywhere on the coast of FL is higher for two reasons. One, that's where most of the retirees and snowbirds go. Older populations cost more in medical costs than younger populations. Then two, they are at higher risk of flood or hurricane damage to their vehicle than inland. Are you asking why premiums are based on location? If so, the answer is based on a few items. The weather affects traffic conditions. Ice, snow cause skidding, which translates into higher accidents, which means they pay more claims in that area. Traffic congestion affects the number of accidents. More populated areas have more cars, more traffic equals more crashes, equals more claims paid. Also, if there's a lot of crime where you live, then there are more claims paid because there's more things like vandalism to autos. It all comes down to amount of claims paid. If there are more claims paid, then those areas require more premium to cover losses. It's pretty basic. Higher claims paid out equals need for higher premiums so the insurance company can cover the losses and earn a profit. Edit, there are more factors, like if there's a lot of people that aren't working, then there are probably going to be more uninsured, underinsured motorist claims, too. This is because unemployed people tend to let their insurance lapse, or lower their coverage to minimum in order to pay less for their insurance. When they get in an accident, the insurance company has to pay out more, higher claims dollars. Because they factor how accident-prone areas are overall, and how severe accidents are on average in that area, into the rates. The idea being that vehicles, especially those used for commuting, are driving in the zip code they're garaged in most often. The same driver, car, etc. are more likely to be in an accident in a city than the suburbs. So that's reflected in the pricing. And that's the whole point, using stats and predictive modeling to try to predict future losses so companies can set adequate rates for the risks they underwrite. Location is a quality variable in most cases. Beyond zip code, which state you're in is very important. They each have their own laws and rules for insurance. Also, you should be licensed in your state of residence so it matches your registration, and you should be insured via an agent licensed in that same state. For a plethora of good reasons, legal and otherwise. As always, this answer doesn't constitute legal or insurance advice. Consult your local independent insurance agent if you have questions about insurance.